Namaste. I am Tejaswini and welcome to Astrology and Dharma. Bharat has always been one from the Himalaya to the Sagar, and all our Maharishis have supported this and worked tirelessly to emphasize our essential unity. Our pilgrimages, our pujas, our Sanskrit, these are the threads which bind the nation together. There is one very important practice which most traditional Hindu families do. They perform the Panchayatan pujas where five Devatas are worshipped together. The Panchayatan is very ancient and Swami Adishankaracharya has emphasized this Panchayatan puja format. He says it is the most powerful and most suited for the householder level people, and it has got two benefits. It is the best way of bringing together all the people of Bharat on the spiritual level, and the second is it is the best way to progress faster in your spiritual practice. The Panchayatan expands your mind, helps it more easily appreciate the true nature of the Vedic Dharma and the Vedic Devata. Earlier, this puja used to be performed with the murtis of these Devatas, but Adi Shankaracharya upgraded the energy of the puja. He insisted that special stones be used as the representative murti of the Devatas. The first one is Shaligram. This is found only in the Gandaki river in the current Nepal in the northern part of India, and this stone represents Bhagwan Vishnu. The second is the Banalingam. It is found only in the Narmada river in central India and it represents Bhagwan Shankar. The third stone is the Sphatik. It is found only in the dried up course of the now underground river Saraswati in western India and it represents Bhagwan Surya. Then the Sonabhadra. It is found only in the river Son in eastern India and it represents Bhagwan Ganpati. The fifth is the Ambika Shila. It is found only in the river Swarnamukhi in South India and this represents the Devi. If you want to do Panchayatan Puja in the real sense, you have to actually go to these places, to these rivers, request the Devi of the river and the connected Devata, and then search in the waters for the stones. You do not simply worship just the stone, but you mentally amplify the movement of your oneness with that Devata in that natural surroundings. The rivers represent the movement of the water. Water symbolizes the cosmic water, Ambha. Swami Adi Shankaracharya wanted every follower of Sanatan Dharma to do a Panchayatan Puja for a very practical reason also. Every family would need to have these five stones sourced from all the corners of Bharat in their home puja altar. Some family member would have gone to that place in Bharat and brought it back with due reverence, and this stone would now become a permanent part of the family puja room. Thus, subconsciously, every generation would continually appreciate the underlying unity of Bharat. Hindus would travel to these sacred rivers, interact with each other, and come closer, and eventually everyone would develop a common national feeling. And on the dharmic level, people would take the next step, move onwards from the human figure murtis to the natural stone murti of the Devata, expand their minds. See, worshipping Devatas in their Shila, rock form, is always more powerful than worshipping them in the carved human shaped murti forms. The uncarved stones directly link with the subconscious mind. The raw stones directly from nature carry with them the original power of Devi Prakriti. She is the greatest artist. Human minds and human hands cannot match her artistry. Natural is always the most beautiful. Carved murtis are suitable for beginners. At this stage, your mind needs the support of the human image as a focus point. You need to see the Devata as a human so that you can relate more easily. For example, you can make beautiful dresses for the murti or adorn it with beautiful ornaments. All this gives more emotional support to your mind. But this also means that the energy of the Devata is at the lowest. Then as the mind expands, the emotional mind becomes more stable and the intelligence, the buddhi, the Vijnanmay Kosh starts opening up. You move one step onwards. Now you should worship uncarved stones as murti of the Parmeshwar. Your mind has moved on from its needs to cling on to the human form, but still it needs a form to focus on. At this level, this Panchayatan Puja format, your emotional mind is satisfied because you can still touch the murti, see it, adorn it with ornaments, and your intellectual mind also get a chance to work on itself, to expand itself. Both carved and uncarved murti forms belong to the Prithvi Mahabhut. They are solid, earthy. The Prithvi Tattva is the lowest energy form of the eternal Parmeshwar. So the next murti upgrade which you will worship after the Panchayatan Puja is the Agni Murti. You will visualize the adored Devata in the flames of the Agni. This is a more rigorous phase. You enter this stage only when your emotional mind is completely stabilized and you need to work only on the buddhi component. From this time onwards, you will do yajna. At this level, your mind is simultaneously expanding yet becoming subtle. You are now moving on from the more diluted Puranic Itihasic phase pujas to the pure Vedic yajnas. And after this, as you refine your mind even further, you will eventually reach the final goal. This is called the Keval Advaita, sometimes called the Videha. The Atmanyani Mahapurush are always in this state. They are one with the formless, abstract, bodiless Amurta Parmeshwar in its pure energy, intelligence, awareness, consciousness form. So as you do your Panchayatan pujas first with the figures, then the rocks as the Murti of the Devata, and then finally you move on to the Agni Murti and then to the Amurta Parmeshwar. This is how you attain moksha, freedom, realization. And only the Astik Darshan Shastra, the Ved, teaches us how to do it. Thank you for watching. Namaste.